Good evening, everyone. My name is Shinigami Moroku, and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. Tonight we'll be taking on the Mad King Ashnard, using, once again, a theme team from Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. We'll be running, first off, Oscar, who, in this case, is plus defense minus HP. I really do need to plus 10 him. I just haven't really gotten around to it yet. Mainly he's going to be tanking damage, but he'll also be giving hone attack to two of our main fighters, which will be necessary, as you'll see later on. So give him Fury as well to recover. Give him a little bit of extra bulk and renewal to, he's going to be taking a fair bit of damage in this fight. Then we have Ike. As you can see, he's in his resplendent form, so he gets a fair buff to all of his stats. Plus he's also plus 4. But otherwise, he's actually, how you would expect to see him, typically. I do need to get rid of a threat and attack at some point. So it really isn't needed for this level, but he will be needing darting stance. Second off is Greil. Specifically Valentine's Greil, because unfortunately we haven't gotten actual Greil in yet. They're probably putting it off because Irvan is so overpowered as far as as far as axes go. As a Res Refined Huge Fan, which gives him plus 4 to his attack defense and cooldown charge whenever a bonus stat is applied to him. And that's why I have Hone Attack on Oscar instead of Hone Cavalry. Swap, I always have swap on my armor units. Aether, typical for typical for any strong unit, but especially for armors, at least in my opinion. Has Distant Ward. Unfortunately, I never got Distant Counter, but I like having Distant Ward on him because it makes him really good at tanking mages, especially. Odd Follow-Up. You typically see this on Halloween Hector. It's nice because it gives him the ability to double regardless of player or enemy phase, instead being dependent on turn number. Joint Drive Attack, always a good skill, no matter what allies you're running. And Brazen Attack Res, well, he will be needing that little bit extra attack power, but he won't be relying on it too much. And finally, Halloween Mia. As you can see, completely neutral state. It's just luck of the draw, as they say. Her main thing, aside from having chill speed, which will be necessary once I show you the map, be giving a speed buff to Ike, as well as using her Witchy Wand, which resets special charges on enemies. So as you can see, we've got a fair bit of challenge here going on. First off is the Mad King himself. In addition to distant defense, which gives him incredible bulkiness versus ranged units, also has sudden panic, so if you have any units next to any of your other units, and they have less than 69 HP, their buffs are not going to do them much good. of what especially is troublesome is his pre-charged Dragon Fang. Running off of base 57 speed and attack wave, that's going to be doing a lot of damage. You also have this guy. It's a anti-armor spear plus air orders. So basically, if these three end up next to each other, they're going to be flying all over the place. So you want to avoid that, as much as humanly possible. This guy's your typical Blade Tome. He'll be getting a slight buff due to odd attack wave in the first turn. Here's another adjacent to another ally, which gives it extra bulk, primarily against mage units. But as you'll see, we're not exactly going up against this cavalier with mages. Lance Fighter runs barrier lance, so you don't want to attack him, rather let him attack you. Fire boost off of 63 HP is going to be tough to top that unless you're Arden or another particular. Low attack defense, that one's annoying, but thankfully on this particular enemy it's not going to be helping him all that much. The biggest issue here is going to be Savage Blow. So after combat damage is always annoying. Even Pulse Tie, let's just say you want to get rid of this guy before turn 2. So you do not want your specials reset. So he comes with a Brave Axe and he'll hit you with a Bonfire. If you try to send him up as have anything try to tank him and they're slower than him, basically say goodbye. Because a Bonfire off of 36 defense is not going to be pleasant. Also comes with threatened attack defense, which, like I said, you'd rather want him come to you instead, despite being using a Brave Axe. This guy is why we need to speed buff our Ike so much. See, he starts off with 41 speed, but he also gets Router Fox, which allows him to hit 45 damage, or 45 speed rather, if he gets to initiate, which he will. Mystic Boost, basically you're not going to want to tank this guy with a dragon. Odd Attack Wave also ups his damage output, as well as giving this guy a buff, bringing him up to 50 base attack. But as you'll see, I have a solution for this. You may want to lay off the shrooms there, boyo. So the first thing you want to do is get rid of the guys on the side so you can focus the rest of your time taking these guys out.
Only my best.
So I always run my infantry and cavalry units with reposition for this particular reason.
Well.
It gives a lot of mobility to, especially if you're running a mixed team like I am.
This way?
Now, Ike's getting +3 from from her home speed, but he's also getting +6 from darting stance. And once now that the chill speed is triggered, he'll only be getting a total of 38 speed, which means Ike will actually be able to survive this. Now, if that was too fast for you,
Yes.
Let me show you what happened.
Nice.
See, with that debuff, Ike is now able to double attack this particular flyer. Now, he'd be taking more damage from that guy if he was running just regular distant counter.
Nothing but cinders.
Yeah, he's going to be recovering most of his HP from that. As is Greil.
I like your resolve.
See, now, Greil would not have been able to get that ether off without the special cooldown charge. So, now we want to split these guys up. So, what we're going to be doing, because Ashnard will be following after Greil for, obvious reasons.
Who should I prank?
Whereas with Mia, the enemy will always be going after the unit with the lowest defense.
This way? Only my best.
Alrighty then.
As you can see, they finally split up. And now we're in perfect position.
Who should I prank?
Now, you think this was crazy? Because Mia's doing absolutely no damage here? But watch his special charge. It just got reset to its default 4 charge here.
Yes.
From here on, it's all about the tanking. Now see, Ashnard is extremely slow, so even without Swordbreaker, Ike would still be doubling this guy. See, 23 base speed, minus 3 debuff, even at, still keeps him at an extremely high speed, especially in the enemy phase because darting stance.
Nice.
Now, obviously, we can't kill him here, but what we can do is heal Ike,
Nothing but cinders.
and then I can take Ashnard out.
What next?
Unfortunately, because he will be getting one more charge if we attack him, it's better off to
What next?
have Oscar out of the way. Because, as you can see, we're on turn 5 now.
I'll survive.
Barely, but you will survive. This is why we needed Greil at full HP. So as you can see, it's a close round, but they managed to pull it off. And I find it fitting because if they hadn't decided to pull some Star Wars nonsense with the Path of Radiance story, Greil himself would have been the one to lead the charge at the end of the game rather than Ike. And it probably would have run into far fewer problems, honestly. But that's just how Fire Emblem goes. You know, you're always having some sort of coming of age sort of story interwoven into the primary plot. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment down below. And if you want to see more Fire Emblem Heroes content, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification button, because YouTube is not very good, in all honesty, in showing particular recommended videos unless that thing is active. And even then, honestly, sometimes I myself have problems keeping up with some of the channels I'm with because I just don't see the alert pop up. Anyway, my name is Shinigami Moroku, and I hope you all have an awesome night.